Scarpins Avenue.
Coming to you live from our houses in Los Angeles, California, it's Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone, your comedy field guide to life. Tonight, efficiency. Efficiency experts help business produce their goods faster and with minimal effort. Could this introduction be more efficient? Let's try. Tonight, efficiency expert Gwynnae Byrd. She talks, plus theme songs. They play. Stay tuned. I'm Adam Felber, the man who tries to increase the efficiency of our discussions every week, attempting to maximize conversational productivity. And now, please welcome the woman who doesn't just throw a monkey wrench into our topical assembly line, she throws an actual monkey, Paula Poundstone.
Yay, Paula. Hey, you guys.
Yeah. Hey, so lovely to be with you. Hey, Adam. And thanks so much to tonight's house band, Nobody's sister, Dorothy, on the electric guitar. She's a professional musician from Winnipeg, Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Love me that sister, Dorothy.
Sister Dorothy, thanks so much. She's not a nun, right?
No, she's not a nun. She can be if she wants, but she's not.
I have to address the elephant in the room before we go further, which is that of us elephants, one of us isn't actually in a room right now. She's in a car. So before we even get to our book club, Bonnie Burns, what's up?
Well, I want to say, if you live in Thousand Oaks, we tape this show around 5 o'clock, and it's apparently a really good time to go to the Trader Joe's because there's no line. I'm in the parking lot in front of Trader Joe's. There's no line here. I'm parked opposite the Arbolés Animal Clinic, PJ's Pub, and the Subway.
But you're not there because you're our new grocery correspondent.
No.
Lot going on aisle 5 today. There's a Hawaiian shirt shortage.
All the power's out in Simi Valley. So I had to keep driving until I hit a place where there were traffic lights. And to be honest, I was having a hard time getting a hotspot for my phone. So I called my daughter and she said, meet me in the parking lot at Trader Joe's. So that's how I ended up here.
Why didn't she just say go to Trader Joe's? Why did she say meet me in the parking lot? Were you no longer able to function at that point? What? I don't understand why you needed to meet her.
No, I drove until I had reception on my cell phone, and then I couldn't get on the hotspot, so I called her to see what to do, and then she said meet me in the parking lot at Trader Joe's because she was, it was like a halfway thing to get there faster. And it was like, what was that show, Network or something, where they were like racing to get something on the air? I was racing to get you guys some changes for the script and get to by the time we started the show. It's like a whole thing.
Wow, that's a whole...
I said, meet me at the animal clinic.
Yeah, I still don't understand why she had to meet you. Does it have anything to do with the pretzels with peanut butter in them?
No, she picked a place that we both knew. Why is this difficult for you?
I think Paula's not getting that your daughter was supplying some tech support for you to get you set up.
Is that true?
Well, yeah. Why do you have Wendell?
I don't know.
Well.
All right. Paula's taking way too long to answer that for Wendell's comfort.
Okay,
you know what?
Anyway, I'm glad to be here, and I hope it lasts.
Thank you. I hope it lasts too, Bonnie. And you know what? Speaking of epic tales that take a long time to get there, let's go to our book club in Moby Dick.
Wait a minute. First of all, let's check in with Tony at the Piggly Wiggly. Tony, are you there? This is our shopping spree episode that's so popular. I'm at the 7-Eleven. Adam?
I'm over at that newfangled Ralph's with the cheese sommelier.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm right now wearing my 7-Eleven smock, which
I do.
I do.
All right. So for those of you who are just tuning into this podcast for the first time, first of all, welcome aboard. It's episode 134 or so. And we just started a book club. We're reading Moby Dick together. So,
and
gang,
I just want to repeat that part of the impetus for beginning the book club was that I listened to Pod Save America, and Jon Favreau on Pod Save America, one of his New Year's resolutions, I believe it was last year, was to read more. And he confessed at this New Year's that he hadn't met that goal. And so I just want to repeat an invitation to Jon Favreau from Pod Save America. Please join us in our book club. And also, when it's safe again, our podcast, Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone, would like to challenge the Pod Save America people to a basketball game.
Right, a book club basketball
That's a
game.
great idea.
It is a great idea, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah, we love that idea. I can shoot some hoops. Okay.
It sounds like a terrible idea.
We are a little bit height challenged in our backcourt, I have to say. I think if Tony stood on Bonnie's shoulders, they might be 5.5 feet tall.
Exactly.
It's not all height, you guys. It's not all height. A lot of it's ball handling skills.
That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Okay, so let's start with you, Paula. How far did you get in Moby Dick, and what are you thinking?
Well, I've read a couple more pages. I've read a couple more pages. I believe he's at an inn now. Ishmael is at an inn, because I'm reading it, perhaps more carefully, more deeply than you guys. That's my guess. Because how far are you?
You just finished chapter 1.
Yeah, I'm on like page 2 of chapter 2. But
okay.
I'm really. Are you skimming, Adam? How far are you?
You'll yell at you yelled at me last time I told you.
No, go ahead.
I just finished chapter 12.
Okay, so
Oh
you're
my
skimming.
God.
That's what it is. He's not
No, I'm
reading
not
carefully.
I'm reading perfectly carefully.
Now, Adam, the 101st word in Moby Dick is hypos. HYPOS. Exactly. You don't even remember reading it because you're skimming.
I'm not skimming.
And I looked up hypos, and I still am not sure what he meant by it. I don't know. The definitions in the dictionary don't seem to fit in the sentence.
What's the sentence?
It's the one about November in his soul. It's the one where he's talking about, when he gets kind of down. I don't remember the entire sentence.
That's
but
like the first
remember,
couple of pages, isn't it? Because that's when he goes to the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 101st word for those of you reading carefully. Oh, that would be just me. You know what? I really hope that Jon Favreau joins our book club because I know, what happens when a club gets started is there's little cliques, especially in a book club. You're going to have the skimmers go really quickly on one side of the room, and then you're going to have the careful readers. And I know that Jon Favreau, I don't know him personally, just from his voice, what I hear of him on Pod Save America. I just know that he would sit on my side of the room as a very careful, contemplative reader.
Well, as a careful, contemplative reader, do you have any impression of the book thus far, other than the fact that you don't understand the word hypos?
I'll tell you what. I'm really enjoying it, which is part of the reason that I hardly ever read it because because you can't just be a pleasure glutton all of the time. I have dogs to walk. I've been reading it aloud to my dog Mo, by the way, and she really enjoys it as well. But it's a reward, So I'm so busy. I'm so unbelievably busy. I can barely get anything done. And that thick book flaps its cover at me in a mocking way sometimes. Chapter 12, we were never clear about how much we were going to read each week. Maybe we need to establish that, don't you think?
Yeah, let's set a goal for next week before we go any further with this in-depth discussion of Moby Dick. Paula,
Oh, don't do that.
What do you think you can commit to by next week?
I don't know. Another page?
A page.
I could do another page. Yeah, but Adam, I'm talking about careful reading, not skimming.
Well, if you were reading carefully, I would think you'd have something to say about it beyond what's hypos.
No, you know what you do? You draw a little stick figure up in the corner of each page, and then as you're reading, you just flip through really fast, and the little stick figure runs. That's not reading. That's not careful, in-depth
I'm
reading.
actually not reading a paper version of it. I'm reading it off my iPad.
Oh, for
And you know
fuck's
why?
sakes! Well, you
know
probably
why?
just downloaded it into your brain. That's cheating. That's cheating.
No. One of the reasons to read like the old classics in your iPad is that you can merely tap or on a Kindle, you can merely tap a word that you don't know, and usually you'll get the definition of it. That's not true of hypos. Hypos, it's not easy to find a definition anywhere. But for most of the words, you can just look them up by tapping.
I don't want to tap, Adam. I don't want to just tap. I want to get out my dictionary and look up words. That's how you find other words that you weren't even intending to find.
That's true.
That might
That's true.
eventually go in, if you happen to have one, your vocabulary song.
Yeah, if you're one of those people, if you're one of the many people who have vocabulary songs that you add to every week, it's very helpful to use an old-fashioned paper dictionary.
I know someone who does have that, but I can't think of their name right now. But you know what? I want you to know.
Yes.
I am metaphorically moving my chair away from your skimmer section.
I feel like I'm in the actually reading the book section is where I am.
No, you don't just read it, you reflect on it. So I also reflect a lot. Like today, I was saying to myself, what the fuck does hypos mean? And I just, turned that over in my brain a lot.
If I remember on that page, it was like melancholy. He was feeling the hypos of his soul or something like that. I do remember looking it up.
I took it as hypochondria.
Yeah, things that got him down.
Yeah.
Hypochondria is an interesting take. Hey, but as long as Tony has spoken up, Tony, where are you in the book and what are you thinking so far?
I'm up to chapter 8.
Jesus. She's a goddamn skimmer.
I always want to read more, but I wait till the last minute. So I read it at lunch today. But yeah, no, it's a lot of words. It's like there's a whole chapter about breakfast. I'm not sure why we needed that.
It gets your day started. It's a healthy way to start your day, breakfast. That's why we needed that. You don't eat breakfast. You're going to be dragging till lunch. That's one of the things that Melville stood for. Is he on Twitter?
Not anymore.
Okay. Was he banned? Herman Melville was banned
on
from
account
Twitter.
of being dead for a century or so, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It made Trump feel so much better when he found out that Herman Melville had been banned from Twitter. It really was a comfort to him. So Tony, I'm impressed by you reading to chapter 8, especially when you said you waited till the last minute. I waited till the last minute, and I only made it a page.
Well,
I'm not skimming. I do like to speed read though. So I like to just kind of look at whatever. Speed read.
But Tony, you've already done that kind of like sitcom kind of introduction of the character of Queequeg.
Yes. Yes. And I was intrigued by the whole, like, I don't want to share a bed with him type of thing. And then, like, shenanigans ensue. But I think my favorite line of the book yet is, better sleep with a sober cannibal than a drunken Christian.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a good line.
Ooh, that is a great line. Huh. Yeah, that is a great line. And I only wish I had an arm to wave it right now.
An arm?
Yeah, I made the mistake of sleeping with a sober cannibal.
Oh. Yeah, well, there you go. Well, that's a mistake.
Yep, young and careless.
Well, now, I don't want to offer any spoilers, but Tony, I'd say keep reading because you've got a sermon coming up, and then the friendship between Ishmael and Kwee gets even odder. So you got some good times ahead.
Yeah, it feels like there's some like sexual undertones, but I think I might just be making that up because I'm very lonely.
Does Ishmael take a shower with somebody?
You know what, Tony? It's about to get more overtone than undertone in a minute. Because they're going to be snuggled into bed together, drinking cocoa and smoking pipes and hugging each other a lot. So I don't think you're misreading this. Bonnie Burns.
Okay.
Bonnie Burns. Is there a special on pumpkin beer? And what do you think of Moby Dick?
Yeah, coming to you straight from the Arbolace Animal Clinic. Here's what I think from listening to y'all speak, like Tony, maybe I could just skip to chapter 18 and start there where it might be more interesting.
Wait, where are you?
Where am I? Well, I got as far as chapter 3.5 last week, in case you forgot. Here's what I think. You know how, like, when you start exercising and then you stop, and then it's really hard to start again? That's the experience I had this week.
With the book?
Yeah.
You know what I realized? I love audiobooks. I love listening to a book as a way to take in a piece of literature. But that's how you're doing it, right? You're listening.
Right. And so I put it off and I was going to do it like I did last week, which was, the day before we did the show when I was playing with the dogs. And then I'm like, okay, I'll get to it. And then I never really got to it. But
you could do it while exercising. You could listen while.
Oh God, that would be worse. At least I do
think it'd be worse.
Yeah, oh God, that would be awful. But at least I was playing with them while I was listening. But here, I do have something. Which is, I have something interesting about the book. Which is, did you know that there was a musical called Moby Dick?
No, I didn't know that.
No.
Was that in the audio version? Did they just stop and tell a little fact?
No. Anyway, there was a musical called Moby Dick. No, just shut up, Tony.
No, Tony is absolutely right. You were so avoiding reading Moby Dick, even the audiobook, that you decided to Google it and give us a fun fact instead.
Okay, but here's what I've restrained myself doing because I do not want to cheat about this. I've restrained myself from the synopsis of the book, the movie of the book, and all of that. So I want to tell you something really interesting about it, which is there was a musical about Moby Dick, and it was like a Rocky Horror Show musical. It was like really campy. The story was that there was a private girls' school, and they decided to put on a production of Moby Dick in their swimming pool as a way to make money to keep the school from going under. And the headmistress was played in drag and doubled as Captain Ahab. And it was produced by Cameron McIntosh, who you probably know was like a big producer in London and opened on the West End It only ran for 4 months and then became this big cult classic.
Wow.
How did you find out about it? What the Hollywood celebrity that you showered with, was that the show that he had done? Okay, that's another.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe I
another
was
clue for those
trying-
of you who are following along. That's another clue about who Bonnie might have showered with. It was someone who was somehow involved with Moby Dick the musical.
I've got to say, much like the Pequod itself, our book club is starting to take on a little bit of water here. And I have my doubts. I have my doubts whether about half the people in this book club are ever going to find out what the Pequod is. But I do have Ken Lezebnik's contribution, which I
Wait a
haven't
minute.
read yet.
I know what the Pequod is. I went to.
What?
I didn't go to college, but I've been to colleges before.
Uh-huh.
It's that section of the quad where people go to pee.
Okay.
Like sometimes, when they get kind of fucked up at like a beer party or something on the quad, and then they go to pee over in the pee quad.
Yes, it's right next to the poop deck.
That's correct.
Is the Pequod the name of the ship?
If my memory serves, it is the name of the ship. Pequod.
Oh, see, I knew that.
All right, there we go.
You know
Ken
why she
Lezebnik
knew
has
that?
a contribution.
Can I tell you?
Yes, do. Tell
Can
us.
I tell you the tagline to Moby Dick the musical?
Did
The
you just
tagline-
Google it?
looked
Tony,
that up.
did you just Google it?
I did Google it.
Oh, damn it,
She
Tony.
Googled it when we
couldn't
were
resist.
doing this show.
I couldn't resist.
What do you got, Tony?
It's you sound like I'm in trouble. Well, you know that, Adam.
I feel like our show's in trouble. Go ahead, though.
She's supposed to pay attention.
I am paying attention. Oh my gosh. Listen, hey Pot, this is the kettle. You're black.
Wow.
Whoa.
Tony, are you going to give us that tagline or not?
These are razor sharp lines flying back and forth from Captain Kringle Bonnie Burns to and Tony Anita Hall. Tony Anita Hall, I can't believe that you just made such a cutting insult to Captain Crinkle the way you did.
Well, it's Mrs. Culpepper. Welcome to the show. Have you read Moby Dick, Mrs. Culpepper?
I read
If
the
Paula
whole
Poundstone
thing.
hasn't, maybe her hand puppet has.
I read the entire book while Paula Poundstone was messing around.
Oh, okay. And what did you think of the book, Mrs. Culpepper?
Well, it's about a man. It was written by Herman Melville, and there's a Captain Skipper, and he has and his first mate Gilligan, and there's a large
Yeah.
fish.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I didn't really read the whole thing, but I'm looking forward to it.
You didn't
I
read
am.
it either, Mrs. Culpepper.
I didn't, but I didn't
Deeply
Google it either.
disappointed.
Tony Anita Hall, I did not Google.
You got that going for you. Can I just read Ken Lezebnik's contribution to book club? Because I'm hoping that when I unseal it, it will at least move the conversation forward.
Go ahead, Skimmer.
Here. Thank you. Here we go. I haven't read it yet. Here we go. I'll be in Brooklyn when this is read. And even though it takes us back to page 1 of chapter 1, I wanted to point out a New York connection here. Ishmael talks about the streets of Manhattan taking us waterward. He says, its extreme downtown is the Battery, where the noble mole is washed by waves. Look at the crowds of water gazers there. And now, in 2021, I can go to the Brooklyn Promenade on any day and see the crowds of water gazers there, looking out from Brooklyn towards the Battery and the ships on the water. Whenever it is damp, drizzly November in my soul, I get to the sea, or at least the Brooklyn Promenade, which tells me that Ken Lezebnik didn't get past the first fucking page either.
Yeah, you know what? And here's what it tells me. He's still in Los Angeles. He lies about where he is. He's in L.A. What's the matter with him?
Oh my God.
Hey,
Well,
Skimmer,
Paula-
I got a word.
Yeah. Thank you.
Skimmer.
My word
Go
is
ahead.
rictus.
I'm listening.
It's rictus. It's a noun that means a fixed grimace or grin. Here, I'll use it in a sentence. Mitch McConnell presents a school pitcher pose rictus when challenged on his hypocrisy. Let's put this right into the vocabulary song. Hold on. I gotta get my glockenspiel. This week's word is rictus. It's a noun that means fixed grimace or grin. I'm happy for the best actress even though I didn't win. Last week's word was decoction. It's a noun that means the action or process of extracting the essence of something. He's really just a mouth that won't stop lying. The week before that we had inscrutable. It's an adjective that means impossible to understand or interpret. Lindsey Graham says stupid shit that I just don't get. Going back before that we had garrulity. It's a noun that means excessive talkativeness, especially on trivial matters. I have 9 cats. I used to have 16. For a while I had 11. They all left my furniture in tatters. Now I just have an Adirondack chair 'cause it won't collect hair or pee. Not long ago we had insalubrious. It's an adjective that means seedy or squalid, not well kept or clean. I should have mopped up after my cesarean. Let's never forget Gallimaufry, which I pronounced wrong until nobody James Harder corrected me. It's a noun that means confused, jumble or medley of things. Hodgepodge, who's podge, hodgepodge. Adam doesn't think my song is replicable, but I do.
All right, Paula.
Nice.
Yeah.
Paula, that was some hot stuff right there.
You know what
Hot song, Paula.
what I thought of, in fact, it's part of the reason that I didn't read any further this week, is Tony got a cat.
I did.
That's right. Tony Anita Hull got a cat and still managed to read a chapter or two of the book.
No, she read that before she got the cat.
Tony, tell us about your cat.
You can't, once you get cats, you can't read. That's just a fact. That's just science, Adam.
But she told us she read at lunch today.
Yeah, I did read.
Yeah, but she went to the Trader Joe's to do it. You can't read at home once you have cats. I can't wait to get the guacamole that Bonnie's making in her back seat.
Hey, Bonnie, pick me up a box of those little dark chocolate covered stars. That's kind of my favorite current Trader Joe's thing. And if you
that's
have a
what
little
you
hot
like?
plate back, if you have a little hot plate back there, you could do worse than to get the frozen gyoza are fantastic. I mean the shumai. Yeah, get some shumai.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Shumai?
like their bean and cheese burrito.
You know what shumai is? It's
Yes, yes, I do.
it's footwear owned by Yoda.
I get it. Yep.
You know, by the way, I spoke with Yoda last night, and
Yes.
he wanted me to tell you that you skimmed. That's
Skip,
all.
I did not.
He calls you Skimmer too. Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, coming up, Professor Russell L. Ackoff, a pioneering organizational theorist, wrote, "The more efficient you are at doing the wrong thing, the wronger you become. It is much better to do the right thing wronger than the wrong thing righter. If you do the right thing wrong and correct it, you get better." Let's find out how to become righter and more efficient in every way. That's next on Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone.
Oh, I got to get out of my car. They're having a special right now.
about you, but I am always looking at a screen nowadays, especially now more than ever. And whether you're an avid news watcher or in serious need of a distraction, unplugging yourself is easier said than done. One of my favorite ways to do it, to rest my eyes and still get content, it's by putting on my Raycon wireless earbuds and listening to something great. Like Moby Dick.
Oh, that's a great thing to listen to, Tony. Whether you're catching up on your favorite news podcast, binging an audiobook, ding dong, or powering through your workout with a pumped up playlist, a pair of Raycons in your ears can make all the difference.
Well, Paula, I like my pair of Raycons a whole lot. And, one of the reasons is because it kind of, unlike other certain, like, earbuds that you can put in that kind of hang out of your ears a little bit, these actually just kind of fit really beautifully into your ears. Nothing extraneous. And so, like, I go biking with them all the time.
Oh, man, it's a good thing you don't have the wire kind, because you go biking with the wire kind, and your knees can come up and catch on the
that's actually happened to me.
The
you joke, but that has
part.
happened to me, and I've gotten the wire wrapped around the handlebars before. But even with the ones that dangle a little bit out of your ears, those can get tangled in the helmet straps. So the profile of the Raycons, love it.
And then you pull your knee down, and it pulls your head right over the front of the handle. But you know what? I'm so glad you have these Raycons. You could have been killed.
You're kidding, but that happened.
No, and if I wasn't there to film it, then it would be a waste. Raycons offering 15% off for all their products for our listeners, and here's all you've got to do to get it. Go to buyraycon.com/Paula. That's hard.
That's right. It's not hard at all. It's Bluetooth. It pairs quickly and seamlessly. You get 6 hours of battery life, and you get 15% off your entire Raycon order. Feel free to grab a pair and a spare. That's 15% off at buyraycon.com/Paula. That's buyraycon.com/Paula. With HelloFresh, you get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit.
I like this part. Cut down on grocery bills by saving up to 40% instead of shopping at your local store. HelloFresh delivers pre-portioned ingredients so you're not overbuying, which is a burden on the planet and your wallet.
HelloFresh's Easy Eats offering has tons of quick and easy meal solutions, like 10 to 20-minute meals, low-prep recipes, and quick breakfasts and lunches, which I need. Perfect for your busy schedule, which I kind of have.
Oh, well, my schedule isn't as busy as who is that woman I don't like that does the commercials? I'm an actress, and I'm so busy. I don't have time to make meals, and so I need the HelloFresh. I mean, I enjoy HelloFresh. I like the meals. I like the grains that have surprised me how much I enjoy them because they put the right stuff on them, for one thing. And I'm busy, but I don't need to tell everybody, how wonderfully successful my career is, where I'm so successful I can barely eat.
Yeah, that's right. All right, everybody, go to HelloFresh.com/10Paula and use code 10Paula for 10 free meals. You don't have to brag about how busy you are. Just go to HelloFresh.com/10Paula and you'll get free shipping and 10 free meals.
I barely have time to do anything because I'm pulling in pallets and pallets of cash every day. That's the hard part for me. Where am I going to put all this money? So America's #1 meal kit. Go to HelloFresh.com/10Paula and use code 10Paula for 10 free meals, including free shipping. Even if you're a fancy-ass actress, go ahead, use my code. On this day in unremarkable history, Gypsy Rose Lee said, "The key to the whole thing is layering."
Thank you, house band Sister Dorothy. Paula, we'd all like to be more efficient, wouldn't we?
Oh, would I ever? In fact, I wish I could have even said that more quickly.
Yeah. If we could go about our tasks more efficiently during the day, we would have time at the end of the day for things like doing our reading for our book clubs and things.
Honestly, I can't get anything done. I look back at my day and I say, I didn't do anything. I mean, I meant to.
Yeah, me too. And I feel like it's gotten worse during the pandemic when purportedly I should have more time because I'm home.
Isn't that what you'd think?
You would think, but it's not. Well, we're fortunate to have with us an efficiency expert who can efficiently answer our questions. Gwynnae Byrd created Good for Business, a hands-on consulting firm that helps businesses become more efficient. Gwynnae was an attorney for over 16 years before starting Good for Business, as well as her professional home organizer company, Home Transitions. Her life's work is helping clients simplify their lives, reducing clutter, reducing stress, saving time and money. Please welcome Gwynnae Byrd.
Yay!
Thank you.
Welcome,
I'm so
welcome.
glad you're here.
It's great to be here.
I feel like it's an emergency. I mean, the Moby Dick story, not the book itself, but the not reading is a perfect example. I have a list of things that I intend to do, and somehow another thing ends up on the list somehow in the middle of the day so I don't get done. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, we all have long to-do lists, and they keep getting longer, and they spread out more and more throughout our houses and all over our desks. That's true.
Yes. I could wallpaper with my to-do list.
Exactly.
So wait, how did you become an efficiency expert?
Well, as mentioned, this is my second career. I was an attorney before. I sort of noticed as I was transitioning out of my attorney career that I was good at walking into especially small businesses and kind of noticing what was happening around the cash register with interactions with clients, with employees, with customers. And it would just sort of come to me that I could imagine a system or a process that was going to work better, or that, I would notice what was working and what wasn't. And I thought to myself, wow, can I monetize that? It seemed like this kind of bizarre, skill set, I guess.
But just to be extra clear, you're not on this podcast to fire people.
Well, see, this actually is one of those secret things where your boss has called me in, and your boss has given me certain goals and limits that we're going to set at this point. So we'll be speaking a little bit more later. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been stuffing things into a duffel bag while sobbing throughout this.
Did you bring your boxes from home?
I did, and I'm home already. So yeah, it's sad. All right. I'm sorry. Carry on, Paula. I'm okay.
I think we would be able to do the interview so much more efficiently if Adam wasn't interrupting. I wonder what we could do about that.
Oh, boy.
You're right. That's principle number one. Yes.
I wonder what kind of severance we could offer there. Adam, we're going to give you half of what you've made on the podcast this year.
Oh, my God.
So, Gwynnae, what kind of companies do you work with doing this?
Well, the majority of my clients are smaller companies. They have maybe 30 or fewer employees. And they're companies that started all as great ideas. Maybe one or two people got together and said, hey, let's do this thing. We're really good at it. We love it. And they just sort of launched without really giving a lot of thought to it and putting in place, structures, protocols. And then they find themselves 5 years out where they've grown, they're successful, and they've had to hire a social media person, a PR person, a graphics person, a HR, whoever, and they realized, oh my gosh, now we kind of have a real business and we maybe need some guidelines and some structure, and we maybe need to cross-train people, or people are duplicating efforts and we're not really keeping track of our supplies, or, they kind of have realized that they need another pair of eyes to come in and ask them, some questions about how they're still trying to meet their goals, but they're not duplicating efforts and wasting money and wasting time. and turning away clients or for that matter, employees.
When you said cross-train, what do you mean by that?
Well, if you don't have enough employees to do all the work, you maybe need somebody who's doing both the accounting and the sales or marketing or social media, or you have somebody who's doing both the the PR and the HR. So it's a matter of how do you use the employees that you have with the skill sets of those employees in the way that can most benefit your business and your clients.
Can't that lead to dissatisfaction, though? I mean, usually when an employee gets disgruntled, it's because they feel like they're doing too many jobs and not getting enough for it.
Right. So that's the thing. So looking at it could be that we want to cross-train, or it could be that the opposite is happening and they're doing too many jobs and we need to figure out maybe you do need to hire another part-time person. So really it's taking a look at the structure of what's happening currently. And I do a lot of asking questions, asking employees what's working, what's not. What are their observations about what's working? And then I do a lot of observation. I will literally sit in an office, for half a day in kind of a public area of the space and just kind of watch how things are working and how people are interacting. And so I get a lot of information just by that.
I do that in our own business here. Sometimes I just sit for a day. That seems to be when the others start to complain.
Yep.
Give me an example, Gwynnae, of one of those times where you sat and you looked and you had an idea to make things more efficient and you shared it with the people and they implemented it. And how did it work?
I would say a good example is noticing how many interruptions are being made in this one case, it was sort of senior manager, and how often there were employees either literally coming in the door or handing them something, or the phone was ringing, or they were checking their emails, and just noticing how that person wasn't able to really ever focus on what they were doing because there were so many interruptions, but they didn't even notice that was happening because they were just responding, putting out fires.
And they thought they were multitasking, right?
Exactly, Paula? Right. We have this big thing in society now about multitasking, and it's not always the best thing.
No, and there's no such thing anyways.
Yeah. Obviously your brain can't be split in 4 different directions all at the same time. So right, just noticing that, and then, asking, kind of coming back around and reviewing and saying, okay, now what were the most important things that you should have been doing today? What did you mean to get accomplished? What was going on? Are there things that could have been delegated that people didn't even need to come in and interrupt you? Or is there a way that we can structure your life to where you can tell people, I'm only available during these times to either check email or for office hours or for whatever, with exceptions, of course, for emergencies or whatever, but kind of training people to realize that they don't have the boss's ear 100% of the time, all the time. And so that everybody can do their jobs. Some of it was creating dependence on, them not thinking for themselves. But other parts of it were not the boss never having that time to do the big thinking too. Because I always encourage employers to have time to carve out for the bigger picture planning and strategizing and things as well.
This is starting to sound a lot like parenting.
It could be. I have 2 teenagers, so I know something about that too.
It also, you know what it sounds to me like? It sounds like when John Kelly came on board in the Trump administration. That was one of the things he did, was there had been this open door policy to the Oval Office. And he weeded out the people that were able to go in and out so that the president could watch television without being interrupted. Yeah.
All right, bad example, but
I know, I'm not sure that's a great example, but okay.
No, because a lot of times he would miss shit on Fox News, and it was because they weren't letting him focus. And so that's what this reminds me of. Yeah. So now you've only been on with us for a few minutes, but before we began the interview, we were just chatting. We hadn't started taping yet, and was that a chance for you to observe some of the inefficient dynamics of the Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone crew?
Well, maybe that's why nobody listens, because everybody's talking.
That could be it. Oh, damn it.
It's quite possible. It is quite possible.
Yeah. My manager, Bonnie Burns, a.k.a. Captain Crinkle, she does what I think could be called speed listening, where she hears the first word and the last word, but really doesn't bother with the words in between. And that causes a lot of misunderstanding.
How efficient is speed listening?
Well, that's a really interesting idea. I'm not sure I've heard of that before. I would imagine that a person could do that in casual conversation, but if you're in your workplace, you might want to pay attention to what's happening because you might miss something really important. Like maybe you should bury in the middle of those conversations the fact that they're going to get a raise if they can respond to a question, but then they miss out because they haven't been listening.
You know what I absolutely love right now? A, I think you're exactly right about that. But B, right now, my manager / Bonnie Burns / Captain Crinkle is in her car because there's a power outage in the town that she lives in. And so she doesn't have a charger. And so she's not sure when her devices are going to give out. And so she's not on right now on this call. She'll get back on later, but she wanted to not be on the call because she was concerned that it would suck up the rest of her battery life and she wouldn't be able to finish out the show. And so right now we can say whatever we want about her inefficiency.
But the basic tools to do your job are I recommend people to make available the basic tools for people to do their jobs. And so maybe that becomes an office supply request that she needs a portable chargers to be able to do her job. Just a suggestion.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Now it's our fault.
I think you're thinking of bigger companies. We...
And by the way, if we had office supplies, Bonnie would have confiscated them all already anyway.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
okay.
well, she would have them stuck in her ear. We have Ken Lazebnik, who's lying right now and says that he's in Brooklyn, but he's really in Los Angeles, not on the call. We have Adam Felber, we have me, Paula Poundstone, we have Tony Anita Hull, and we have Bonnie Burns, and that's the whole
we got Land Romo
company.
On the line.
Excuse me, we have Land Romo, and of course we have Wendell, my assistant Wendell. But
we're a big company.
That is it. So what I'm wondering, Gwynnae, is should we fire anybody?
Well, I would have to know a little bit more about what every person does before I can make that recommendation. And actually, I've never made that recommendation to anybody. We've talked about maybe retraining or cross-training or something, but we haven't talked about firing.
Tonight could be a first. 19th century Scottish author Samuel Smiles said, "The shortest way to do many things is to do only one thing at once." Stay tuned to find out more about becoming efficient in your life and business. The cat of the week is Monster from Narragansett, Rhode Island.
Here's a question for you. Is there something interfering with your happiness or preventing you from achieving your goals? Well, there is for me. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist.
You can start communicating in under 48 hours, and it's not a crisis line. It's not self-help. This is professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which might not be locally available in many areas.
You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy.
BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if you need to. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid, well, that's available.
I really like this, by the way. I like it because it does make it accessible to people for whom this kind of help might not be accessible. BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. Visit BetterHelp.com/Paula. That's better, HELP, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional.
In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. So keep a lookout for that if you're a counselor. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/Paula.
Now that the holidays are over, it's all too common to set health goals that never actually stick. New Year's resolutions of the past, we're looking at you. When it comes to eating better and consuming less sugar, let's be honest, most healthy snacks don't taste very good. They don't fill you up, and they certainly don't satisfy your cravings. This episode is sponsored, however, by Munk Pack, who makes snacks that taste like our favorite sugary treats, but with less than 1 gram of sugar.
Munk Pack keto nut and seed bars contain less than 1 gram of sugar, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and they're only 150 calories. Get that. They're great for anyone following a keto lifestyle and the perfect snack for anyone who's trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste.
You know, I gave some of these Munk bars to a friend of mine because I don't eat nuts. So I gave some of them to a friend of mine, and then she was back over with a mask, and from out of nowhere, it was like 2 weeks before I had given them to her. From out of nowhere, I wasn't talking about snack foods. I wasn't seeking an endorsement. Just from out of nowhere, she goes, "Those Munk bars were so great."
I totally agree with her, I gotta say. Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars have a perfect balance of sweet and salty, a crunch from whole nuts and seeds, but they still manage to be soft and chewy. They come in delicious flavors like sea salt, dark chocolate, pecan almond, and this one's my favorite, peanut butter dark chocolate. To me, that's about as perfect as a couple of flavors could get. I mean, peanut butter and dark chocolate are you know, if you were to add a banana to that, which you could just eat a banana with it. That's about as good as the flavor profile as I could ever think of in this world.
I haven't been thinking of flavor profiles, but they're perfect for a quick snack to satisfy your sweet tooth without guilt. Enjoy Munk Pack Keto Nut and Seed Bars as a quick breakfast, while running errands, or after a workout.
They're keto-friendly, they're gluten-free, they're plant-based, they're non-GMO, no soy, trans fats, sugar, alcohols, or artificial colors. And they taste incredible, and you can't beat the low-sugar nutrition or taste they provide. And by shopping online, which is how you do this, they avoid another trip to the grocery store by getting a Munk Pack delivered right to your door.
Try it for yourself, and you'll see. And we have a special deal for our listeners. Get 20% off your first purchase of any Munk Pack product by visiting monkpack.com, entering our code Paula at checkout. And Munk Pack is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll exchange the product or refund your money, whichever you prefer.
To get started, just go to monkpack.com. That's MUNKPACK.com and select any product. Then enter the code Paula at checkout to save 20% off your purchase. Think about that. That's 20%. That's big. Munk Pack. Delicious, nutritious food you can count on. And thanks, guys, for sponsoring our podcast. And we're back with efficiency expert Gwynnae Byrd. Now, Gwynnae, you are a master of both time and space, and we've decided that we're going to start with time. Paula, talk about your time management problems.
All right, I'll give you an example. So I keep a notebook wherein I write sort of my list of things to do, or it's, you know, stuff that I'm trying to keep at the forefront of my brain anyways. And I get up, I have an hour and a half of chores to do before I even eat breakfast, which is just shit, like sifting litter boxes and cleaning the backyard from the dog waste and cleaning out the cat bowl. You get the idea. Just chores that I have to get done before I can even begin my day. Let's see, I have to walk the dogs. I usually, on a good day, I walk both dogs separately. on a less good day, I walk just one. I have to feed the cats at 3 o'clock. I have to sift again at 1 o'clock. I have to sift again at 7 o'clock. I have to sift again at 9 o'clock. Do you see? I have 9 cats, Gwynnae, and 6 litter boxes. I have to feed the cats. I think I feed them at 7 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, 9 o'clock at night. I'm supposed to take eye drops, two different kinds in the morning and again at night, and I seem to only remember one each time. And what I really need to get done every day, in addition to those sort of can't survive without jobs, comes my writing, and then late at night I make cameo videos for people, and I think that's the majority of it, I guess.
So it sounds like a lot of your day revolves around your animals.
Yeah. Are we going to fire some of them?
No, I mean, I think that's wonderful. You're an animal lover, and everybody knows that, and it's great. What comes to mind, the first thing that comes to mind is the ability to delegate. If there's any way to delegate, for example, hire a dog walker once in a while, or maybe hire somebody to come in once in a while to help with just some of those basic chores so that you're not having to do them all the time. Or maybe you like doing them.
Well, I did have that in the past, but of course now we're dealing with a COVID schedule, right? So I did have that in the past, but I don't feel it's safe any longer. Not just for me, but for the person who might come in.
Right now it's different. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, that we all had to make modifications for that reason, no doubt. But I'll
tell you, it is really hard to get a mask on a cat, and I have 9.
That in itself would take you all day getting those masks on and off. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. So not being able to delegate, then it's a matter of using the time in between all of that a little bit more efficiently. And maybe it's as simple as kind of setting a timer to say, for your writing, for example, do you have more energy in the morning or the afternoon or the evening? Recognizing that you're, more creative, more energetic at a certain time, and then using that time to its fullest.
That's a good idea. You know what? I make the mistake sometimes of pushing things like writing. I say to myself, well, I'll do it once I have my bed out, because I don't have a bed. I sleep on the floor, and I have blankets on the floor, and then I get up in the morning and fold them and put them in a box, the bed box, in fact. And then I put them out again at night. And I always say to myself, well, after I finish the cameo videos, after the bed is out, then I'll sit down and write. And that's when I'm going to read Moby Dick. And a lot of times I run out of steam by that time.
Right. Well, I would say this is a case of scheduling appointments with yourself, whether that's to get done the mundane things of paying bills or the more important things of making money by writing and letting your creative juices flow. So I would say scheduling time that's just your time you blocked out for you, which includes the fact that you won't be taking phone calls from people, you won't be checking emails. You kind of announce to the world, I'm in my appointment between 10 and 12 or whatever the time is. So nobody expect me to respond to them. Nobody expect anything from me because that's my time for me. So it's carving out that time to make sure that you actually get that done. Because I would imagine that one of your high priority things in your life is actually doing things to make money. So make an income.
Well, it is, as it turns out. Yeah.
Turns out people need that.
I just realized that that was not an entirely honest appraisal of my day, which shows you how insidious what really happens in my day is, which is, what I'm forgetting entirely about is the motherfucking computer. I'm forgetting entirely about Twitter and email and, checking the news to make sure that we haven't, that nobody's pulled the switch. I've totally forgot about that. And that I couldn't even tell you how much time that takes.
Yeah, and that's a big one for people. Whether it's legitimate use of your computer or time sucks, like social media. So in terms of the legitimate use, that is to say that, actually having to respond to emails and stuff, I often recommend to people to set an email policy and let everybody know what that policy is. For example, I will be checking emails 3 times a day, at 9, at 1, and at 6, or whatever the times are. Please don't expect to receive a response from me except for during one of those times. And in other words, because I see this all the time where companies, and especially in the age of texting and Twitter and instant gratification, if somebody sends out a text or an email or something to somebody in their company or even a friend, and they don't get a response within 5 or 10 minutes, they sort of panic. They wonder, I wonder if they're okay. Did they get it? Should I send it again? What should I do? And, we kind of all have this really frenzied feeling around being responsive to people. And I think that's one of the number one things I end up doing with virtually everybody is asking them to set an email and or text or whatever other means of communication policy and let everybody around them know that that's what you're doing so that they don't expect to hear back from you. And then they don't duplicate their efforts by calling. Because a lot of times you don't respond to my email, so then they call you. So then it's like a constant interruption.
Bonnie Burns does that. Oh my God, if she were here, my Lord. Sometimes my phone rings. Sometimes my phone rings and I'm really busy, so I don't answer because I'm doing email. And it's an email from Bonnie that I'm reading, and she's calling. And then I don't answer, so I get a text message from Bonnie saying, "Adam, listen to my voicemail message so that you can respond to my email."
That's a great suggestion.
Hey, Bonnie's here.
Because I'm trying to get
Bonnie,
him.
you're here.
You're here, Bonnie.
I thought for sure you were.
I'm here.
Are you still in the parking lot?
I'm in the parking lot. I'm worried I'm going to lose power, but Glenn Romo explained that I was on anyway because I was listening. Something, whatever.
Okay, well,
yeah.
So
I'm
you're
happy
saying
to be
that when I don't answer the phone, you text and email me because you're trying to get me.
It's important that I get a hold of you.
Yeah. What you don't realize, Adam, is that while she has you on the phone, she's driving towards your house.
No, because Adam is not a good email checker. So.
Oh, because he does it efficiently.
And he doesn't always answer his phone. But I think Gwynnae has a great
Bonnie.
idea.
I have to write.
Well, whatever.
All right, Gwynnae has a great idea, which is?
This thing of setting times when you're going to check your email, I think would certainly make my life more efficient. It's a lot of distractions to keep going over to the email and see what's going on there and then answer the email. It's 100% right. I'm going to try it.
Well, excellent. I mean, you can even go so far as to set an out-of-office message that comes up or auto response that says, "Thank you for your email. I'll get back to it at X time or by the end of the day," or something like that to reassure people that it was received and that you're paying attention, but that they can't sit around waiting for a response.
I like it.
You'd probably be even more efficient by thinning the herd of the emails that you receive, and so your automatic message could be "fuck you, I'm walking the dogs," and then you just wouldn't get as many.
Yeah, that would probably work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and you can get really
like
fancy and set up automatic things where any incoming mail comes from specific people and it goes to a specific inbox. And so you can prioritize that way and, you can get really fancy. And so you can say, I really want to hear from Bonnie, or no, she's lower priority. I'm going to let those go into the other wastebasket, whatever. So you can do it how you want. But
I'm not saying that out loud. I'm not saying Bonnie's low priority.
Put Adam in my lower wastebasket.
Wait a minute. I'm just saying that as a gentleman with 2 children and a job during COVID times, sometimes other things have to take priority, like writing. But let me segue to space, because I do a pretty good job managing time. But clutter, you're good with clutter, right? Because I'm not.
Yes.
Now it seems like in my house, and maybe it's because I do have the 2 kids, and my wife and I are literally running 2 extra businesses out of the house right now. But it just seems like no matter how much we declutter, it's always cluttered here.
Well, and of course, clutter is subjective. So everybody has a different standard for what is important to them. And it may be that you and your wife have a different standard. So that's maybe important to communicate about. But, my number one principle is that everything in your space should have a purpose. And so by purpose, I mean, you either use it and need it on a regular basis, or you just love it. It really brings you pleasure. It's something important, special, sentimental. So I want people to intentionally choose every single thing that's in their house, whether that's a piece of paper that comes in from the mail, whether it's, a piece of furniture, whether it's a kitchen gadget, whether it's whatever it is. I want you to have thoughtfully brought it into your house and not just let it accumulate. And that starting with that will let you weed out a lot of stuff.
I see a lot of glass figurines taking a hike right now.
So the phrase "this could come in handy at some point" is not a good one to use in terms of like what you should have in your house.
Yes, versions of that are things like I might need this someday. Yeah, that's not a purpose. That's I say if you don't have a purpose, then I want to hear a specific plan. So there's kind of 2 P's there, but a specific plan is not I might need this someday. A plan is I am, accumulating this for the, April 10th when I'm going to be doing this project. And so I'm going to use all these things on that date or whatever, instead of just like generally letting it hang out in your space.
So I should throw out all the Band-Aids and defibrillators and medical equipment and whatnot.
If there's somebody that's having medical issues in your home that you might need to have this for, that's probably a good idea.
Not at this second, but
I have feminine hygiene products just in case, I ever have eggs again. Is that a good idea?
You never know.
Come under the category of TMI, but so
okay,
I've had nurses.
I have an enormous roll of cheesecloth because I might learn to make cheese someday. What's your feeling about that?
So those are the kinds of things that I call preemptive buying. When you're at the store and you see something that's really cool or it's on sale or, you need to get 2 or 3 of those. And then you buy it with the wishful thinking that you're actually going to use it someday. And then you never do. And 5 years later, you've called me to realize that you need to get rid of it. So I always say to people, wait and buy those things. And when you actually need it, when you're actually going to do the thing, when you actually resolve, today I'm going to use this, I need cheesecloth, I need to go out and get it right now because I'm going to use it, instead of having it conveniently on hand because you bought it 5 years ago.
I got a chest cutter at a medical supply store once, just in case, I go to medical school.
Well, that sounds like a really great use of your space. Yeah.
Well, Gwynnae, thank you for helping us get more efficient. It is unbelievable to have you with us, and getting this information I think it's gonna help my life. But now we're gonna take the information that you just gave us and run it through the old Poundstonator. Paula?
Hey, Sister Dorothy, first of all, thank you so much. You sound fantastic. If I can get just a little background music here, I'll tell you what the Poundstonator spit out. Dear email correspondent, thank you for writing Miss Poundstone. Rest assured, she has received your email and is heavily invested in resolving your issue. If she owes you money, her scheduled responding time is between 7 a.m. Eastern and 7:15 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are requesting a video from Miss Poundstone for your virtual charity fundraiser, her scheduled taping time is 7:30 a.m. to 8 a.m. Eastern Time. If you would like to borrow anything from Miss Poundstone, her time to look for the item you want is between 8 a.m. and 8:15 a.m. Eastern Time. If you are hoping to catch up socially, you likely have the wrong email address. But if you don't, please be aware that Miss Poundstone catches up on social emails from 8:15 to 8 a.m. Eastern Time. All others, please feel free to text, which Miss Poundstone doesn't do at all. P.S. Miss Poundstone doesn't get up until 9 a.m., and she lives on the West Coast.
She's the owner of Good for Business and Home Transitions. Thanks for being with us. Gwynnae Byrd, everybody. Thank you, Gwynnae.
Thanks, Gwynnae.
Thank you.
Gwynnae.
Thank you. Really appreciate it.
I want to say this as efficiently as I can. Thanks.
It's been great. Take care.
You were wonderful. Thank you so much. Take care.
Coming up, you've written us more theme songs, more entries in our theme song contest coming up right after this.
Stereo is a free live broadcast social platform that enables people to have real conversations in real time. The app allows podcast creators to build a more intimate relationship with your fan base by engaging them in direct conversations. Listeners can record a question and send it direct to us.
Now, I gotta say, I'm loving this right now. Listeners, if you've probably seen us talking about this on social media, mentioning it once or twice on the podcast. Me and Paula have been doing shows on the Stereo app, and it is so fun because we both have these little cartoon avatars, and we talk to each other like we do on this show. But it's live, and we get to pipe in your live audio questions. So if you download the Stereo app, you can talk to me and Paula, and we get to interact with you guys in kind of a whole new way. It's like an added value thing for this podcast.
Now, wait, would you call it a show? I wouldn't call it a show. I consider it a conversation that Adam and I are having that you guys can join in on. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is excited to offer our listeners a new way to interact with us.
To find out about the day and time, you can download the Stereo app and follow me or Paula. That's at Paula Poundstone or at Adam Felber once you download the app. Or keep an eye on our Facebook page or our Twitter feeds, and you'll know when the next show is coming up.
I wouldn't really call it a show, but you can find out when Adam and I are going to be talking on the Stereo app, where you can join in with us on the Facebook page or the Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone website, right?
That's exactly right. And here's another thing you can do. Go to www.stereo.com/@Paula Poundstone @Adam Felber, and then you can get started, and you'll be taken right to our pages. Stereo app users can engage with the platform to listen in, seek out topics, and join conversations about issues and ideas that interest them. There's a wide range of conversations on Stereo: comedy, pop culture, lifestyle, sports, etc., but ours is the best.
Stereo can be downloaded for free by Apple and Android users. And once users download the app, they'll be able to create an avatar and profile.
Remember, Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. We're having live audience interactive episodes on Stereo pretty much once a week now. So join us.
With the new year, we're all trying to eat better. But healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff.
And Magic Spoon has released a brand new variety pack now featuring peanut butter. That's right, peanut butter as a limited edition flavor in 2020, and it sold out 3 times. Peanut butter has gotten so much love that they've decided to keep it permanent and add it to the bestsellers variety pack, which also includes frosted, fruity, and cocoa.
They used to send us notes saying, don't talk about the peanut butter. From Magic Spoon. They used to say, don't mention the peanut butter. Apparently,
right.
Because it was selling out so fast that you had to kind of do it on the QT. You know, you had to sort of raise an eyebrow to someone on the street so they could know that you could get them the peanut butter. That's 0 sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. Only 140 calories a serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, and GMO-free. And there's peanut butter.
There's peanut butter now. And here's the thing. Frosted, fruity, cocoa, peanut butter. Imagine other cereals that you ate in your childhood that had those words in the title. I guarantee you that this cereal, this Magic Spoon cereal, when you put it in your mouth, it tastes kind of exactly like that, except it's free of all the things that made those cereals not so great.
Go to magicspoon.com/Paula to grab, I love this, a variety pack and try it today. And be sure to use our promo code Paula, Paula, at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon is so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it, for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked.
Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/Paula. Use the code Paula to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon. We appreciate you sponsoring this podcast. Fun fact, during the long winters, the Alaskan wood frog can hold in its own pee for up to 8 months. And the fact that anyone has observed this tells you a lot about how dull things get during Alaskan winters. All right.
Wow, I wonder if I could wait 8 months.
True fact. They wait until it gets warm, and it doesn't get warm for 8 months.
Well, they probably need the pee for the warmth.
And we're back, and wow, this is exciting. Tony and Idaho, I am told that you have more entries in our long-dormant theme song contest. Yes, Paula?
Adam, answer the phone. Answer the phone.
What, really? No.
Yeah.
Paula, the contest is over. Why would I want to answer the phone?
Adam, answer the phone.
Hello?
Adam? Hi,
Gwynnae.
it's me, Winnie Rose Feynman. I'm so happy, Adam. You must have talked Mike into giving me his 100th caller prize of hanging out with you after the game and any appliance I want from Roger Federer's appliance store. Probably because of your guilt about my mother's crock pot. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No, Winnie, I am happy to honor the terms of the 100th caller contest, if happy is the word, but I just took the calls. Mike Boom Boom Bonifit was the 100th caller, and giving you the prize was entirely his idea.
That is so beautiful. I know you're hot, Adam. You would never want to toot your own horn. That's just who you are.
Winnie, I'm telling you, it was Mike who generously thought to give you his prize. It was not me.
I knew you were a good person, Adam. I've always known that you were a good person. My mother and I fight like cats and dogs about you. I mean, she hates your guts. But I always knew you were the best.
Why does your mother hate me, Winnie?
Well, she's not blind to the way you've toyed with my heart, I'm sure.
for God's
But the
sake.
crock pot, she's never forgiven you for the crock pot. I don't think she's gonna. Did you get the oven mitts?
Wait, Winnie, I did nothing to your mother's crock pot. I never
Adam-
got the crock pot.
She's old-fashioned. She thinks that when you borrow something, you return it.
But I
Did you get
didn't.
the oven mitts?
What oven mitts?
I sent you oven mitts because I know you like to cook. So I sent you oven mitts where I needle-pointed a portrait of myself, Winnie, on one, and I needle-pointed a portrait of you on the other, with hearts surrounding each.
Oh, no, I haven't received them. But that was very nice of you to make me oven mitts.
Well, I needle-pointed them at him, but I didn't make the mitts themselves. They're my mother's, or they were. She burned her hand on a pot last night. She's so pissed at you.
Winnie, I do not want you to be making me anything, really. If you could just...
I gotta go.
you just-
I gotta go. She's coming. Ma, I'll get you some ice. Stop yelling.
Oh, my Lord. Well, there's our 100th caller contest winner, Paula. Winnie Rose
Oh, man,
Feynman.
you guys are going to have the best time. She just loves you. I mean, you can do no wrong with her.
Oh, I wish I could. Hey, Tony and Idaho. You said you had some theme song contest entries, right?
Yes, I do. The first one comes from tonight's house band, Sister Dorothy.
Nobody listens to Paula, Paula Poundstone.
That's great. Wow. That is something special. Thank you. And by the way, that theme song is on Sister Dorothy's new album, right, Tony?
Yes, it is. You can find it at sisterdorothy.com.
Thank you so much, Sister Dorothy. That's one, and thank you very much for being our house band as well. It sounded great all night long.
Yeah, you've been sounding great all night long. I love that theme song. It's a little light in the lyrics department, but I think that's kind of its charm.
Yeah. No, I think it leaves it to the imagination of the listener.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Tony, who else we got?
From Minneapolis, Minnesota, we have Corey Savet.
I think it's Savet.
Paula, Poundstone. Paula Poundstone has a podcast you should be listening to. Bonnie and Tony and Paula Poundstone, that's the podcast crew. Paula Poundstone and her podcast crew, and Adam's on every show.
Yay!
I got to tell you, Corey, the minute that you left me out in that third line, I knew I was coming in at the end with that. Adam's in every show. But I did appreciate that wonderful jazz chord, TV theme song type jazz chord to end it.
I think that, first of all, thank you, Corey. I think it's Corey Savet, isn't it? Savet.
It is.
I like to focus on the vet.
Yes, it is.
From Minneapolis, Minnesota, where they make some fine musicians. I think we should have T-shirts that say Adam is on every show.
I'd be happy to not have that happen. I still, after all this time, feel that that's sort of like a very backhanded compliment.
Oh, I don't think that it is. In fact, I think, that's something you might want to talk to Gwynnae about when you guys are hanging out after the show. After the game, excuse me. After
you're
the game.
Enjoying that way too much, Paula. Tony, what else do we have going on theme song-wise?
We have one more, The Dead Cats from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Nobody listens to Paula Poundstone, no, she's a fucking genius, Nobody listens to Paula Poundstone, even though she's got her own show. There's experts and animals, the occasional kazoo, but no one gets a word in without Adam there too. Nobody listens to Paula Poundstone, no, she's a fucking genius, You're gonna listen to Paula Poundstone because this is her show.
Wow.
I'm so excited that Dead Cats love me too.
Yeah, the Dead Cats. I wonder if we went to Minneapolis when this is all over, if the Dead Cats are a genuine gigging band. But I loved that one. It hit all the notes. It had the fucking genius part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. They were very observant.
Yes. Wow. Well, you know what? Our theme song contest has been kind of dormant for the past bunch of shows. After our first 100 or so theme songs, but I feel like this particular batch might have revitalized the genre. Once again, if you want to send your theme song entries, send them to nobodylistenstopaulapoundstone@gmail.com. Now, Paula, what's going on in your Poundstone product empire this week?
Adam, I want people to know that Poundstone Pussy Pillows continue to sweep the nation, and they're so much better than the My Pillows. They are 4 by 5 inch catnip-filled pillows with a cat joke on one side, leaving the other side free for me to autograph it to your cat. It also has a grommet, so you can tie a string to it and drag it for your cat to chase. When I'm not dragging a pussy pillow from my own cats, I'm making video messages for people's friends, family, coworkers, and mortal enemies, which are available at cameo.com/PaulaP33. I did one for Batman recently. It sounded like this. Joker, hi, it's just me, Paula Poundstone, reaching out to you on behalf of Batman. I'm kind of a joker too, by the way. Maybe I'll see you around at a benefit or something. Anyway, Batman wants you to know that he understands you had a difficult life and it doesn't matter. He's gonna get you. There's more, of course, but Heidi.
Yeah, I know, Heidi. And hey, Paula, it's been a very exciting football season, I'm told, and I've been there for some of it. Bonnie could tell you more about it. But I'm here to announce right now that coming up this Sunday, from when this podcast drops, me and Jeff Cesario, a.k.a. Chet Waterhouse, are going to be simulcasting the Super Bowl. That's
When
right.
when is the Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl Sunday, this coming Sunday. And what you're going to do is you're going to watch it on the network you always watch it on, but go to the Stereo app, which you can find download information for on, just go to my Twitter feed. You'll see it there, at Adam Felber. You download the Stereo app, and you can listen to us call the Super Bowl while watching it on our sister network. Pretty exciting stuff.
That sounds great.
Oh, it is.
What's all
Sounds
that
like
noise?
somebody's moving furniture.
Bonnie, was that you?
Bonnie's in the car. Oh, Bonnie's in the car.
swear
Bonnie,
to
did you
God,
just get
I think
carjacked?
I think somebody just either ran into the back of my car or fell. Something blew on my trunk. And there's like a fire engine in here or something. I don't know.
my God,
I'm not going to
what?
get out and look.
What is happening?
We're in the middle of taping.
Somebody just rear-ended you
Are you
in the
safe?
Trader Joe's parking lot?
Did you hear the clunk?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. The car moved.
Is
Really?
what the hell? Is anybody behind you?
It's pitch dark here. The only thing you can see is the Trader Joe's sign lit up in red.
Holy shit, Bonnie.
Wait. Their lights, their parking lot lights aren't on?
When we're done, I'll get out and look and see what happened.
Bonnie, this isn't
back of my
safe.
car.
This is insane.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Will you keep going? I'm afraid I'm going to run out of power.
Okay, you can subscribe to the
pitch dark
podcast.
here.
It's free. You'll get it every week, no charge. Our email address is nobody listens to Paula Poundstone at gmail.com. Paula, I got to get through this. That's our show.
It seems petty to talk about anything else while Bonnie's being carjacked, don't you think?
Okay, here's what I'm going to do. While you're
Okay.
talking, I'll run out and look at the back. You keep
Oh,
talking.
that sounds safe.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
it just
I was being
just-
sarcastic. Oh my God. Did we lose her?
So Bonnie's being carjacked, and I'm selling pussy pillows all at the same time.
It's a big, big old world.
The fuck was
Oh my
that?
God.
Did you hear that boom boom?
I'm hearing
Bonnie?
it. I don't. I wish our listeners understood how not staged this is.
Okay.
What happened?
You're not. It's so ridiculous. A cart blew into the back of my car.
A cart? It was a fucking shopping cart?
A shopping cart blew into the back of my car.
Oh. So the fire engines are there for something else.
It's something else. Yeah.
Well, that's a
Boy,
relief.
that made a loud
No.
thud.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
It's
Only
Trader
nobody
Joe.
listens to Paula Poundstone.
Trader
This
Joe's is a
is it.
really high end grocery store. So when
And fortunately
When-
for Bonnie, they feature plastic shopping carts.
Well, no, what
it's
happens
metal.
is it's so high end that when you get hit with a shopping cart, they send out the fire department. A lot of cities' budgets are being cut really tight, but Trader Joe's,
Not
has
that-
cachet. So
They still
if you,
have that pole.
Yeah, if you buy that peppermint chocolate bark shit,
Oh, yeah.
then you get firefighter protection all the way to your car.
Great. I'm going to get us out of here. That's our show. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is hosted by Paula Poundstone and yours truly, Adam DeFelber. Special thanks to our guest, Gwynnae Byrd, and thanks to house band sister Dorothy.
Gwynnae.
Yeah, and Dorothy.
Sister
Our
Dorothy.
show is produced by Paula Poundstone, Adam Felber, and the still living Bonnie Burns. Also, Ken Lazebnik and Tony Nita Hull. Mixing by Michael Hoagie. Starbird's production by Land Romo. Transcription services for the show provided by Transcribe Me, a premier internationally used transcription service. And believe me, you'll want a transcription of this one. Use code Paula Poundstone when placing your order at transcribeme.com to receive an expedited service.
That's our show for tonight. Won't somebody please listen to me?
Oh,
You know,
my God.
If you get hit just by one of the little plastic handheld baskets, they don't send the whole fire department.
You know, in a slasher movie, there's that moment where you're like, oh, it's just the wind in a shopping cart, and then it's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind, Bonnie.
It's just the wind. It's just a shopping cart. Yeah. Yeah. And then there's that really scary movie where the guy goes, I ain't no fucking shopping cart. And then he kills the woman.
Yep. Oh, and then there's that one where Robert De Niro is clinging to the bottom of the shopping cart.
Oh, geez, that's a scary movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Or there's the one where there's different parts of Betty Davis in the part where you put your purse.
Wow.
Yeah, you have to be so careful in Trader Joe's parking lot.
No. I think what it is the lines went down or something, and the fire truck was coming for that. The wind is so
Keep
strong
telling yourself that,
my,
Bonnie.
my car is being buffeted back and forth.
Yes,
Oh, you
and that's
think
the
it's wind? It's Robert De Niro. Yeah, in just a second, Robert De Niro is going to put his face, like, smush his face on your window and go, I ain't no fucking wind.
I have whiplash. I have whiplash in that cart hitting the back of my car. It flew in here so hard.
Starbane's Audio, a podcast network.
Stereo is a free live broadcast social platform that enables people to have real conversations in real time. Listen to this. This is a clip from an earlier Stereo conversation between me and Adam Felber and our listeners.
Alberta, you're on the line.
My prediction for 2021 is fucking zombies.
Wow.
Really?
Now, I'm going to ask for clarification here, because are you predicting that there's going to be zombies? You know, fucking zombies? Or are you predicting that people are going to be fucking zombies?
That's what it sounded like. And I thought to myself, I've really never lusted after a zombie before. But we could go each other. That I'm not going to fuck a zombie, but, but I'd be happy to chat. Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone is excited to offer our listeners a new way to interact with us.
To find out about the day and time, you can download the Stereo app and follow me or Paula. That's at Paula Poundstone or at Adam Felber once you download the app. Or keep an eye on our Facebook page or our Twitter feeds, and you'll know when the next show is coming up.
On the Facebook page or the Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone website, right?
That's exactly right. Go to www.stereo.com/@Paula Poundstone @Adam Felber, and then you can get started, and you'll be taken right to our pages. Remember, Nobody Listens to Paula Poundstone. We're having live audience interactive episodes on Stereo pretty much once a week now. So join us.